Yes, people. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to another video. I hope you guys are doing well today. Obviously, there has been no videos this week about Chelsea because, of course, I wanted to do the transfer daily yesterday, but I had to go out do some important things, so that's why I couldn't able to do that this week. But I'm going to be talking about the transfers when I'm doing the live watch along for the Chelsea Fulham game, so make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, and plus Chelsea have been playing since about 2 weeks ago because last weekend was the FA Cup fourth round, and we've already out because because Man City beat us 4-0 at the Etihad about a month ago. So I'm glad that Chelsea get a 2 week rest because that means there'll be no injuries. Reece James and Ben Chilwell are back from training. So they're going to be on the bench rather than starting, which is good. Weston Fana will be available next week, and that'll be the same for João Felix because remember, it's good that he's not going to be playing against Fulham again because remember what happened on his debut? He already got a straight red card. I mean, know what a straight red card means? You'll miss the free game for Chelsea. So he missed the game against Liverpool. Who else? Crystal Palace, and he will miss this game. So that means he could be possibly facing the game against West Ham next weekend. So we should wait and see for that one. So yeah, there you go. But we're still without Dennis Akawa, Pulisic, Amanda Broja, Mateo Kovacic. We're still without Edouard Mendy and all that stuff. So we still got injuries, but hopefully, Dennis Okar will be back. The same thing goes for Sterling. The same thing goes for Kovacic and all that stuff. So I hope that they will recover very, very soon. So we're still without those players. But I'm so glad that in this January transfer window that we signed players that would maybe fit into Potter's system because I know he's like to keep on chopping and changing, but I feel like for me, he needs to go for a 4-2-3-1 rather than a 4-3-3 because Christopher Nkunku could play, is a number 10 down in the middle. We signed Madueke, who's a right winger, Mudryk, who's a left winger, Enzo Fernandez, finally, a midfielder we didn't sign since 2018 under Mitchell Sai, which is good. We signed Andre Santos, which I didn't know about him, but many people waited because in his 4 starts for Brazil, he scored 4 goals. So if that's actually true, that I'm so glad we signed him. Felix is on loan. Who else did we sign? In January, Bradishill, and I think that might be it. Yeah. So overall, we spent over £300 million. So yeah, you can just tell that Todd Boehly is not actually being funny. He's actually being serious. He wants to get Chelsea back into the team that we were since Roman Abramovich first came in. So it may not happen this season, but if we can have a really good pre-season and maybe absolutely turn things around, like being in the title race, perhaps confidently making sure that Chelsea does finish in the top 4 and maybe perhaps win a trophy, then I can probably say that Todd Buddy did a great job because he may not know English football, but he knows how to run Chelsea Football Club a bit well. So in Todd Buddy we trust. Let's see if it works. So yeah. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the transfer which I'm going to do. The Fulham Chelsea preview and my predictions for this weekend. So yeah, so I've already talked about the transfer. So now because of that one, when we face Dortmund in about a couple of weeks' time, because we're in February right now, there's only three players that can play in the Champions League for Chelsea, and the rest of them they cannot. The ones in January they cannot play in the Champions League, but only 3 of them can. So oh boy. For me in the Champions League, definitely Enzo Fernandez needs to start. The same thing goes for Mudryk. João Felix, I'm not sure. Maybe. So that means Bradishill needs to be on the. Bradishill cannot be in that squad. The same thing goes for Madueke. So yeah, I just it's just so strange that they have to do that. But the reason why that is because they're spending so much money, and it looks like we're gonna break the FFP rules. And now it's now the Champions League win or the top four or bust. Because if we don't make the Champions League next season, we could be in serious trouble. So I don't think we'll finish in the top four. But if we can do that, then that's good. But for me, we need to win the Champions League because in 2012 we were out of the top four. But the reason why I went to the Champions League next season is because we won the Champions League. So for me, we need to win the Champions League, and if we don't do that, we need to finish in the top four. Otherwise, the situation could get even worse. So I really hope from now until the end of the season that Chelsea needs to win the Champions League and get into the Champions League next season or finish in the top four. Because we're spending. We have broken the transfer record, the British record of £120 million on Enzo Fernandez, and yeah, we're just the and we spent over 500 million since Todd Body took over. So yeah, and we're not done yet because of the summer transfer window. I'm hearing that we're likely to sign a goalkeeper because of Kepa and Edouard Mendy, Declan Rice as a midfielder because I feel like maybe Ruben Loftus-Cheek could be leaving as well. Karim Benzema, we're looking forward to because when this season is over, he could be a free transfer. So if Chelsea signed him, then boy, that would be good. I think we're going to sign another one, but I've forgotten. But yes, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. So, but let's just focus on now until the end of the season and let's see where Chelsea go because for Declan Rice, for Karim Benzema, and maybe another goal, I think is from Brentford. If they want to come to Chelsea, we need to guarantee to finish, to be in the Champions League next season. Otherwise, who wants to come to Chelsea here that finish in fifth and not going to play in Europe? Like, tell me, like, it doesn't make any sense. So for me, we're still in Champions League. We need to win it, and if we don't, we need to finish in the top four because otherwise, Chelsea are going to be in serious trouble if we're not making Champions League next season. So we need to concentrate now. We need to not be. We're not Chelsea banter club. We're Chelsea football club, the big club. Yeah. And we need to be really, really improved in order for Chelsea to go into the next level, if you know what I mean. The question is, can we do that? Can Graham Potter get these best out of these players? Can we make it to the Champions League next season? That's all the big questions, so we have to wait and see. So yeah, but I'm happy about the January transfer window. Of course, Jorginho left for Chelsea to go to Arsenal. So Jorginho, thank you so much for what you've done for Chelsea. You may not be the best midfielder we need, but you're part of Chelsea and you're leaving, so thank you for all the memories. The one minute I never forget is when you made that brilliant pass into Tammy Abraham when we beat Watford 2-1 in Vicarage Road in 2019. That's the only thing I'll never forget. And also, yes, our main penalty taker. I think he may have missed maybe one or two for Chelsea throughout, but he's our main penalty taker. And with him gone, who's our next penalty taker? I think it could be Mount, or maybe someone else, but we shall wait and see. Maybe it could be a Bammer because he usually gets the main scores the penalty for Arsenal, so we should wait and see. But yeah, good luck to Jorginho. Ziyech was supposed to be going to PSG, but that didn't happen because of the paperwork. So I kind of feel sorry for Ziyech because he wanted to go from London to France either via airport or via Eurostar, but he did that time for nothing. So maybe if it didn't work in January, maybe it could work in summer. So yeah, we should wait and see. So Hakim Ziyech will remain as the football club, and to be honest with you, I'll give him another chance because for me, over the last couple of games, he looked a bit really good. So I'll give Hakim Ziyech a bit more time, if you know what I mean. So I didn't want him to go. I really don't. If he doesn't improve from now to the season's over, then maybe sell him to PSG, if you know what I mean. But I'll give Hakim Ziyech one more chance. Let's see what he can do. So yeah, so that's basically it. So that's all the ins, that's all the outs. So yeah, let's see where Chelsea go from here. Now we've got a game tonight against Fulham at 8 o'clock, a West London derby, and Chelsea looking for revenge because it's not been that long since we faced them and at Craven Cottage after we lost to them 2-1. For me, we need to win this game because the last time that Fulham beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge was in 1979, and they're looking to do double up for Chelsea for the first time since I don't know when. So for me, we need to win. We need to win. And do I think we'll win? Just maybe. I'm not going to say we'll definitely win because I'll look like a fool, but all I got to say is that we have to win because we didn't sign these players just to lose every single game. We signed for them so that next season we can compete for the title, hopefully, and make top four by either Champions League next season by winning it this season or maybe getting to the top four. So for me, the start of the new era on the top bully needs to happen starting right now, starting from today. So we need to win this game, and I'm confident, just not that confident, but just a bit confident that we'll do it and we'll get the feds because, like I said, we have a good record against Fulham at Stamford Bridge. So yeah, and I don't want them to do the double for us, like other clubs do. So for me, we need to win this game later on today. So I'm going to be showing you guys my predicted lineup for today's game. So you can see it's a 4-2-3-1. The back four unchanged because the defense looked really good against Liverpool 2 weeks ago. For me, since Jorginho is out, I mean, since we haven't got any midfielders left, Enzo Fernandez needs to start alongside Conor Gallagher because for me, in that position, he makes ones and he's fast as well. So for me, I'll put Conor Gallagher alongside Enzo Fernandez and let's see how these two work. On the left, Mudryk needs to start. I never want to see Mount in that position yet again because that's got to be the worst performance I've ever seen from Mount in that Liverpool game. So for me, he needs to drop. Carney Chukwuemeka as a number 10 needs to be in that position because when he came on and played in that position, he looked really good. Almost could have scored, but I thought he looked really good. On the white, Mudueke, because like I said, we signed a white winger, so let's see how he does. And also let's see if he can perform the way he does for PSV. And up top, I'll give Aubameyang a chance. I'll give Aubameyang a chance because to me, Kai Havertz can never start alongside Mason Mount. So for me, I'm not. I don't want to see Aubameyang being on the bench yet again. So I want him to start. It's as simple as that. I want Aubameyang to start for Chelsea against Fulham later on tonight. So there you go. So those are my predicted lineup. Now I'm going to give you guys what my prediction is later on today. All right, so for Chelsea versus Fulham, I'm confident that we'll win because of the new signings, and let's hope the atmosphere at Stamford Bridge later on tonight could be much better than it was in the last couple of games. So for this game later on today, I'm going to go for 2-0 Chelsea. I think we'll keep a clean sheet because both Thiago Silva and Brad Shield looked really good, but it's only 2 games. Let's hope they can do this consistently. And the 2 goal scorers, maybe it could be maybe Mudryk because he could have scored against Liverpool, and also I don't know who else, but yeah, but 2-0 to Chelsea is going to be my prediction. And like I said, we need to win so that we can prove to everybody that Chelsea are going to be the team that to be scared for next season. And yeah, they're laughing at us, but let's see if they'll laugh at Chelsea from now to the end of the season. So for me, the top body era starts needs to start today and needs to continue on. I'm not saying win every single game, but put in a really good performance. Just try and be better in the attack, and maybe, just maybe, my mind will change about Chelsea not finishing the top four, not winning the trophy, and not that start, which I don't think we'll do, but let's hope they prove me wrong. So, yeah, so that's going to be my prediction for later on today. 2-0 Chelsea in the West London Derby, the first game on match day 22. Right, moving on into the next game. Another good game is Everton against Arsenal. Of course, Kevin Campbell is the Arsenal legend and the Everton legend. So, yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to this game. And also, Everton didn't sign any players in January, and they've already sold Anthony Gordon to Newcastle. But they have Sean Dyche. Now, do I think it was the right decision? Maybe not, because Sean Dyche can sometimes not get you, just like getting close to the relegation zone. Because remember, last season under Burnley, um, he got sacked because they were in the bottom three. So the big question is, could he get Everton to stay up? We shall wait and see. So the only way to do that is to face an Arsenal team and to beat them. But do I think that will happen? No, because the game against Manchester City, the first half, I thought Arsenal looked good. The second half, Man City clicked and looked better, and they've only scored one goal. So yeah, it's totally different than the 5-0, 3-0 and all that stuff. Because like I said, you need to be taking Arsenal seriously. They're playing really good football, and this is a totally different Arsenal team. So yeah, but the thing is with the new manager bounce is that teams win. Remember Una Emery, his first game in the Premier League under Aston Villa. I went for an Aston Villa win of I think it was 2-1, and I've only got 1 point because it's actually 1-0. So there you go. But to me, my mind is telling me, but my head is telling me Everton will win, but I just don't think that will happen. I really don't. Even though Everton have a good working against Arsenal at Goodison Park, for me, that curse will be over. I feel like that could be over. So to me, oh, I want Everton to win, but I just don't see that happening, to be honest with you. So for me, my prediction is unfortunately 3-0 Arsenal. I just don't think Son Dice under his first manager for Everton would not be enough to beat Arsenal. If it was a totally different manager, like whoever is available, maybe I'll go for an Everton win. But because it's Sean Dice, the big question is, can he make Everton stay up for next season? We shall wait and see. So, and plus, even the board just haven't done really well for Everton's. The Everton fans want them out because they know from top to bottom this situation is just complete rotten. So I don't know what to say. So for me, I feel like us. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, I wanted to change my mind because remember when it's a 12:30 p.m. kickoff, sometimes big teams doesn't really do well. The likes of Manchester City, the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, maybe Manchester United. So for me, I want to go for an Everton win, but I feel like Arsenal will just play really good football. But we shall wait and see. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So there you go. That's what we always say. If you're wrong, you're wrong. You just cannot change your mind. So I wanted to go for an Everton probably like a 1-0, but I just don't see that happening. I just really don't. And even though Arsenal got 1-0 down, they'll just always find a way to win. Like we saw that game against Arsenal versus Manchester United, one of the best games so far this season. When they went 1-0 down, they've won. They were 2-1 up, then they drew 2-2, and then Eddie Kenkey scored in the last minute. So that's why Arsenal have that winning mentality. They've only lost one game so far in the Premier League this season. So there you go. So for me, even though Everton go 1-0 up, Arsenal will just find a way to beat teams. So that's why I'm going to go for an Arsenal win of 3-0. I think they'll keep a clean sheet, you know. And Leandro Trossard looked really good against Manchester City on his debut. So, yeah, let's see how he does in the game against Everton. So 3-0 to Arsenal is going to be my prediction. All right. Aston Villa versus Leicester City. Now, of course, Leicester City did really well of beating that team, which I forgotten and making through to the fifth round. Of course, as Villa did get a West too, like Chelsea, because they are not in the fourth round because they got knocked out by Stevenage. So for this game this week, on tomorrow, I feel like Aston Villa will get the win. You know, I think they will do. So my prediction is going to be 3-0 to Aston Villa. I feel like it's at home, it's at Villa Park, it's on the Una Emery. So, yeah, and if you look at the table, Aston Villa right now, I think, let me just get that up for you guys. Just give me just 1 second. See the table. Yeah, if you look at Aston Villa, they're in 11th place, only 1 point behind Chelsea. So just imagine, yeah, they were close to the relegation zone, but they absolutely turned around. So yeah, so for me, it looks like Aston Villa will definitely stay in the Premier League next season and won't get relegated. So yeah, Una Emery to Aston Villa was the really good decision from the board. So well done to them. So yeah, when teams get a 2 week rest, you know they're fit and ready to go on. So yeah, for Aston Villa versus Leicester City, I'm gonna go for 3-0. I feel like Aston Villa will get the win, and yeah, I feel like they will keep a clean sheet too. So 3-0 to Aston Villa is gonna be my prediction on that one. Right, Brentford against Southampton. Now, of course, Southampton played in the FA Cup and also in the Carabao Cup. Whereas for Brentford, they've had a 2 week rest too because they're already out of the FA Cup and they didn't play in the Carabao Cup in the semi-finals. So yeah, so I feel like for me, when teams get a 2 week rest, like I said before, they'll always get fit enough. So since Brentford got so much rest, I'm gonna go for a 2-0 Brentford win. I think either team would score a brace on that one. And going to the community stadium ain't that easy. When Man United, when they've lost, the same thing goes for Liverpool, Chelsea they drew, Tottenham they drew. Also, are the only team that beat them. So going to the community stadium or the GTEC stadium ain't that easy. So for me, since Southampton played so many games, um, after the Premier League. For me, I feel like those players would just be tired and they would just so yeah. So for me, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go for Brentford win of 2-0 for that one. For that game. All right, the next one is Brighton against Bournemouth. Now, Brighton was absolutely superb against Liverpool last Sunday because that Mitalo, I don't know how to pronounce his name, the number 22, scored a late winner to beat Liverpool 2-1. And guess what? They are beaten against Liverpool because when these two faced each other at the Anfield, it was 3-3 and Trossard scored a hat trick. When these two faced at the Amex, they beat them 3-0, and they also beat them at the Amex Stadium for the FA Cup. So to me, Brighton are playing really good football, and Roberto Di Enzo is really getting the best out of these Brighton players. So yeah, guess what? They're in the top six right now, which you never thought that would happen. Do I think they'll get top six or top seven? Maybe not, but we shall wait and see. But we shall see if they can do that from now until this season is over. So for me, from Brighton against Bournemouth, I'm going to go for a 3-0 Brighton win because Bournemouth, even though they got a 2 week rest, they haven't been winning that much since Leighton. If you look at the table, Bournemouth are in 18th place, so they need to really win this game if they don't want to be relegated because they've already sacked Scott Parker, and they definitely don't want to sack Gary O'Neill. So Bournemouth need to win this game. But the big question is, where would the win come from? I don't know when Bournemouth are ever gonna get a win, but I don't think it's gonna get a win against Brighton. So 3-0 to Brighton is gonna be my prediction on that one. Right, moving on into the other couple of games, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. Of course, Man United have got a really good home record, 12 home wins in the Premier League in a row. That is unbelievable. Ever since they drew against Newcastle, they've got win, win, win every single one. So yeah, of course, when these two faced each other not long ago, it was 1-1. But because of the fact that it's at Old Trafford and it's a tough place to go to, for me, Man United are going to get the win. I'm gonna go for probably 2-0. I wanted to go for 3-0, but I was like, nah, let me go for 2-0. I feel like Rashford will score again and maybe Casemiro because Casemiro for me is one of the best central defensive midfielders in the world, and I don't know why we didn't sign him. And for me, Rashford is on the form of his life. He only got 2 assists. He may not score, but he only got 2 assists. So for me, he's on the best form. And like I said, Eric Ten Hag, who is an experienced manager, always get the best. He's getting the best out of these Manchester United players. So yeah, so the goal scorers for that one is Manchester United, is Rashford, and then Casemiro to score at home. So 2-0 to Manchester United. I think they'll get revenge, and let's hope that this time they'll beat Crystal Palace because they should have beaten them at Selhurst Park, but their performance hasn't been that great. So for me, 2-0 to Manchester United is going to be my prediction on that one. All right. Wolves against Liverpool. Now, of course, these two face each other in the FA Cup, and and Liverpool only beat them 1-0. But I thought Wolves were the better side. So the big question is, can Wolves put in that same performance and beat Liverpool this time? We shall wait and see because Liverpool I told you guys at the beginning of the season they'll struggle. I said to you that they're gonna surprise everyone. And what I mean by that is that they're not gonna finish in the top four. They're gonna be in the title race and they ain't gonna win a trophy. So, and many people thought I was deluded. Look at Liverpool. They were ninth. They're the same position as Chelsea, which I did say that both Liverpool and Chelsea will struggle. They're out of the FA Cup because they lost against Brighton. They're out of the Carabao Cup because they lost against City. They're out of the title race because this season hasn't been their best. And they haven't signed any midfielder. They've only signed Connie Gakpo and that's it. They haven't been spending much like Chelsea are. So, yeah, and Wolves are starting to look really good so far. So yeah, so you can tell that this is not going to be a good game against Liverpool. If they do win, I'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised, but yeah, but if both Chelsea and Liverpool win, they'll go above Brighton, Fulham, and Brentford if they don't win. So there you go. Whereas for Wolves, if they need to win because they could be 3 points above the relegation, so and they can move up into 14th. So they need to win. And I feel like they will win. So I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Wolves win. I feel like Liverpool will go first, but then Wolves will probably do what Brighton did. So yeah, plus it's like Molineux. It's a difficult place to go, so that's why I'm going to go for Wolves win. For me, I just fear Liverpool because if Jurgen Klopp doesn't make it to the top four and win a trophy because they've only got Champions League left, then for me it looks like Cook could not be the manager for next season for Liverpool. So the pressure's on him and also for Graham Potter, but more on Liverpool because they haven't spent that much in the January transfer window. So yeah, if they don't win, then Liverpool fans will be getting at FFG and the club and some of the players as well. So yeah, I just don't see Liverpool winning against Wolves tomorrow. So I'm going to go for 2-1 in that one. All right. The really good game is Newcastle United against West Ham United. Of course, I think West Ham United, yeah, they beat Everton 2-0 in their last game, and they're in 16th place. But the reason why they beat Everton is because Everton are in the relegation zone. Facing Newcastle United, a team, yeah, that only lost 2 games in all competitions and have the best defensive record but they considered against Southampton, but that was in the Carabao Cup. They still have the best defensive record in the league. It's going to be really difficult for West Ham United. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. So to me, going to St James Park ain't that easy. So for that game tomorrow, I'm going to go for a 2-0 Newcastle win. I feel like that Newcastle player, the player that scored against Southampton, let me just have a look who that player was for Newcastle. Let me just have a look. Let me just have a look. No, sorry. Let me just quickly get this up. uh, seeing Longstaff, yeah. I feel like seeing Longstaff will score the first goal and maybe one because he hasn't been really getting back to scoring goals for Newcastle, but I think he will do that. So seeing Longstaff and one will score for Newcastle and they'll get the win because West Ham, even though they beat Everton, like I said, going to St James's Park, facing a team that could potentially finish in the top four. So yeah, and plus Newcastle need to win because over the last couple of games they have getting a few draws, which will be really disappointing. So they need to get this win, and I think that they will win. So that's why I'm going to go for a 2-0 Newcastle United win. And then we move on into Sunday's games. Starting off with Nottingham Forest against Leeds United. This should be a really good game because Nottingham Forest have looked. Had a few wins over the last couple of games in the Premier League. What was their last game? Let me just have a look. Sorry, guys, I just like to go over different things, but let me just have a quick look. Nottingham Forest in the Premier League did draw against Bournemouth, but they beat Leicester, they beat Southampton, and they also drew against Chelsea. So you can see over the last 4 games, the results have been looked to be decent. Whereas for Leeds United, they ain't. So yeah, it's at the City ground. It's going to be a really tough game for Leeds United. So I'm going to go for another 2-0, and it's going to be to Nottingham Forest because, yeah, if they can keep this up, they could be the team here that will be surprising because we all thought that they would do well this season, but before the new year, they were in the relegation zone. But it looks like during that draw against Chelsea, it looks like the confidence has been built and they got a really decent results. And if you look at the table, they're in 13th place. So that tells you that oh, that manager, I forgot him, but yeah, he's starting to get starting to get decent results, and yeah, Nottingham Forest could have had a chance to be in the final, but Manchester United beat them. But they're not going to focus on that. They're pretty much going to focus on the Premier League, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to go for 2-0 to Nottingham Forest in that game. I think they will win. And then, last and not least, the game of the weekend is Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester City. Now, my first thought is that I feel like Tottenham could, yeah, just could get that record against Manchester City at the White Hart Lane. Because remember, Man City don't score at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and they also don't have a good record there. The last time Man City beat Tottenham at White Hart Lane was 2 years ago. Was no, actually, sorry, 2 years ago. Sorry, since I think it was 2017, something like that. So there you go. So for me, Man City need to score and maybe win this game because if they lose and Arsenal win, Arsenal they will be 8 points behind Arsenal. So to me, Manchester City need to win, and I feel like they will because when Arsenal went there, they beat them 2-0. When Liverpool went there, they beat them 2-1. Who else faced them? Yeah, Man City are still so Man City need to do what Liverpool and Arsenal do. If they go 2-0 up and maybe try to defend, then I think they'll win. But if they go 2-0 up and bottle it like Spurs did when these two faced each other like a month ago, then I feel like Tottenham will win. So for me, Man City need to dominate possession, be better, try and score a few, like maybe more than one goal, and maybe, just maybe, they'll be back in the title race because, yeah, the pressure's on them. If they want to win another Premier League title, which I don't want them to, they need to win against Tottenham, and hopefully Everton can do Man City a favour. So for this game, I'm going to go for 2-0. I feel like Man City will absolutely obliterate Spurs in the first half, and they will make Tottenham do well, but I think they'll defend really well. The only thing I'll say about Manchester City is that, for me, I don't feel like John Cancelo should be leaving Manchester City at all to go to Bayern Munich. I feel like they made the one decision with that one because who's going to be replacing him on the left hand side of the defense? Who's going to be replacing him? So for me, Pep Guardiola made the wrong decision. But let's see if he can prove everyone wrong. Let's see if the Cancelo on loan to Bayern Munich will work because when these players go out on loan, sometimes they don't look really good in their new club. So yeah, so the big question is who can be replacing him? We're just going to have to wait and see the lineup for the game against Tottenham. So yeah, there you go. But for now, 2-0 to Manchester City. I still think they'll do well against Tottenham Hotspur because Tottenham, in the first 45 minutes, they don't turn up, and in the second 45 minutes, they'll always seem to, because they always play a back three and all that stuff. Until Conte never changes the lineup, you know him. So, yeah, 2-0 to Manchester City is going to be my prediction on that one. Alright, that is all my predictions. Let me go through them one more time. So the West London Derby, I've gone for a 2-0 Chelsea win. Then the new manager bounce for Everton. Unfortunately, I went for a 3-0 loss to them against Arsenal. The next one, 3-0 to Aston Villa win against Leicester. Then I've gone for a Brentford win of 2-0 against Southampton. Then I've gone for a Brighton win of 3-0 against AFC Bournemouth. Then the next one, I've gone for a 2-0 Manchester United win against Crystal Palace, which they will want revenge. Now I've gone for a 2-1 Wolverhampton Wanderers win against Liverpool. Then the next game, I've gone for a Newcastle United win of 2-0 against West Ham United. Then the next one, I've gone for a Nottingham Forest win against Leeds United 2-0. And last and not least, I've gone for a game of the weekend, a Manchester City win of 2-0. You can see that I'm keeping a lot of clean sheets, because but let's see if the all of the match days can see not like most teams keeping a clean sheet, because that'll be a record, if we can do that. So yeah, that's what go for a clean sheet, because hopefully the Premier will break a record by one team keeping a clean sheet for the whole 90 minutes, if you know what I mean. So let's see if that could happen. So yeah. So that is it, guys. That is all my Premier predictions, my transfer daily wound up, and my match preview, my prediction for the Chelsea Fulham game. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget that there will be a live watch along for the Chelsea versus Fulham game in the Premier League at Stamford Bridge. So make sure you guys check on that one. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're new, and the subscribe button if you're new. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video, smash the bell notification, and make sure you click the share button so that you guys can give your thoughts and opinions, and give me your predictions going into this week's Game Week 22 in the Premier League. So are you confident that your team will win? And if so, just let me know your prediction, and I'll see if I could get to them as soon, and if I'm not that busy. So make sure you guys do that. So yeah, see you guys later for the Chelsea Fulham game. Have a great day. See you soon. And as always, peace.